Hey everyone, and welcome to the Winsple Talk Show. Today we are having Ruby with us. She is a founder at Storysmith, storyteller, parenting coach, and life coach. Hi Ruby, how are you?
Hi Priya, I'm good. How are you?
I'm also good. First of all, thank you so much for taking out your precious time.
And thank you so much for inviting me for this interview.
My
Would love
pleasure.
to talk with you.
So, Ruby, could you please tell me more about Storysmith?
Well, there's again a story behind, all that started here. It's like, I was a marketing professional for about 18 years. And yes, I was connected with an educational company. And yes, the product was a very beautiful product. It was working towards the brain development of little children. And in that process, I learned all the about parenting, how brain develops, and how parents impact the lives of their children, all that. And it was a beautiful journey, as in, we used to go for a conference every year, and earning that conference used to be a special target for me. Every year I used to look up to that, izzat ka sawal, that I have to go. So I had earned all the laurels, and it sometimes there comes one stage, when you start feeling or kya, I want something more, more challenges, ye to kar leti hu main, something like that. But then that was a time, there came a point, when I wanted to do something more, that was getting monotonous, as in every time, promoting that product, and it goes into a family, and yes, the 0 to 8 years are taken care of. So I wanted to do a little more, share my experiences, how I help my children, how, what more can be done about it. So that's when I started thinking about opening a center, learning center for children. So that's when, Storysmith by Ruby Wadhwa started. So earlier the name was Cocoon, and then it transformed into Storysmith by Ruby Wadhwa. Then when registrations had to happen, there were some problems, and it transformed. So it started. So, well, here I had implemented all that I had learned over the years, and directly in contact with children and mothers, and I got an opportunity to work more. So that's how Storysmith by Ruby Wadhwa came up.
Okay. So ये Storysmith like is a quite unique name. तो
Yeah.
कुकिंग वगैरह फिर भी इट्स मिलता है, थोड़ा बहुत समझ में आता है। ये
हाँ, हाँ.
स्टोरीस्मिथ वाला नाम कैसे आया दिमाग में?
Uh, there my daughter helped me.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a lecturer in the DU, so she helped me, design the name.
Okay.
I was in love with that name Cocoon also, somehow. Again, I had to have some story in mind, like, parenting had to stop at one point of time. You need to, if the child has to emerge from that cocoon, you have to empower your child so much so that he can fly in the world. So it took me quite some time to change that name. And yes, then Story Smith, uh, I thought was beautiful. And we wanted to go ahead with that.
Yeah, both names are beautiful. So
है ना?
रूबी लाइक मतलब जब आप पेरेंट्स और बच्चों के साथ डील करते हो तो आपको एक मेजर प्रॉब्लम क्या दिखती है उन लोगों में, जो अभी तक मेजर बहुत ही लोगों में आपको दिखी है?
So if I talk about, I started as the cognitive skills. So there are 85 plus cognitive skills to be catered. And if I talk of so many other skills also, like imagination, creativity, perception, all that, So the baseline was you need to concentrate for that. I mean, if you have to sit down and visualize something, you need to concentrate. again, the baseline of most of the cognitive skills and other things in your life is uh, concentration only. Be it your relationships also, you just have to be a little aware. You need to concentrate a little. Just 20% awareness can bring about 80% results. So I felt that this is the basic problem. You talk about the special children, ADHD and other things also. There also concentration is the problem, and with normal children also concentration is a major problem going on.
Mhm. So for concentration, like what can be tips? Like,
There are so many things to be done. I mean, every day you can do. I mean, just pick up a book and start reading with your child. I mean, that's the first step. Even reading habit is inculcated, but to be able to listen to some content for a while, and that story can bind you for some time. Yeah, that curiosity of what is going to happen next, what next, and that stretches your attention span.
okay.
And
So,
there are so many other games to be played. I mean, we have a hell lot of activities to be done.
mhm.
If
Okay.
nothing more, you can just sit down, take a binocular, sit in the park and try to look for the birds around. I
Even,
can promise you, even 10 birds, you can't name them, which are, existing around you. But
mhm,
because they're camouflaged in the environment, it's not easy to find out.
mhm.
And in the process, you concentrate. Your attention span would stretch. You have given a task of, looking for some bird, and that bird is camouflaged.
Oh yeah. So I think meditation can also go with it, is it?
Meditation also, yeah. But little children don't relate so much, na?
Mhm.
So storytelling, nature walks, and all these things can help them more. It can start, this development of concentration can start as early as a 1-year-old child also, even before that. How you talk, how much he is able to listen to you. So that effort to develop that concentration can start even before birth.
Mhm.
So why not work on that? Because that is a time when the subconscious learning is at the peak. So we need to utilize that time as well,
Mhm. Yes, true.
so that rest of our lives are easy. We don't have to struggle to develop that concentration, that specific concentration.
Mhm. Okay. सो रूबी आई केम टू नो कि आपका स्टोरी टेलिंग वाला तो यहीं से आया है तो कुड यू प्लीज नरेट वन स्टोरी
Oh yes, I can. So well, I'll narrate a story. Again, when you talk about values also, there's some focus when you're narrating the story. Something which is happening with the child, and yes, it can help the child to develop also. So there's one particular story, the dragon who could not breathe fire. A beautiful story. It's there on my YouTube channel as well. So I'll just share that story. That's like there was a dragon, but this little dragon, he could not breathe fire. All other dragons could breathe fire. So he's not happy. Everybody is teasing him, and everybody can, but he cannot. So he leaves the house and he goes away leaves for the forest with no idea where he would get his answers and whether he'll be able to breathe fire or not. But he just leaves the house. So the whole day he keeps wandering here and there and searching for somebody who can help him to breathe out fire. But he doesn't find anyone. So by the time it's evening, he doesn't know where to go, and the whole way is haywire. He doesn't know where to go, whom to contact. He just sits down under a tree, and he's feeling hungry and he's tired also, and he just sits down under the tree. So there's an owl sitting on that tree, and he says, "Hey, if you need any help, you can go to that house." He points to a house, and there's some light coming out of that house. So he looks there. He said, "There's a wise witch who lives there, and she can help you." The moment you utter the word witch, what comes to our minds is somebody who's not all that good. But you know what? This witch is a very good one. She's a nice, good lady. She knows magic, and yes, she can help you also. So he gets up, and somehow he goes to that house. He knocks the door, and the witch comes. It's almost night by that time, and she comes out and she asks, "Who's knocking the door at this time of the is at this hour of the day?" Then this little dragon, he says, well, I was wondering here. Can you please help me? Can I stay here for a night, please? So she said she's okay. She opens the door, and the cats are also, very curious. Who is this dragon? And she's got cats, frogs, all that in the house. So she makes him feel comfortable. She gives him soup and biscuits, and you know, and now this little dragon is comfortable. And then she asked me, how come you are here at this hour of the night? So then he, comes up and he says, I couldn't breathe fire. All dragons could breathe out fire, but I couldn't breathe out fire. So she says, okay, I know magic. This is the first thing we can start tomorrow morning. So he's excited to hear that. And he's very happy to know that there's somebody who can help me now. So then, he sleeps with beautiful thoughts in his mind, and he gets up in the morning and, all set, to breathe out fire. And then this witch, she opens a book of magic, and she pours all the contents in a jar, and then she starts saying abracadabra, gilly gilly choo, and she's preparing those potions. And the cats, they help her, and he's asked to lie down. He lies down, the cats pour the potion in his mouth, and, he drinks. And he's closed his eyes, and the witch says, now breathe in, take a deep breath, and breathe out. Now, when he breathes out, he says, hey, I'm feeling warm all over. And he breathes out. So something is coming out of his mouth. So guess what? Butterflies.
Okay.
Beautiful, colorful butterflies are coming out of his mouth, and the cats, they're so excited. So many butterflies coming out, and they pick up the net and they start catching all the butterflies. They run here and there, and everybody's excited in the room. Something happened. But this little dragon Dugu, he's not all that happy. He's expecting that fire didn't come out. And the witch says, oh, I think I mixed the wrong ingredients, so I'll try again. Don't worry, I made some mistake. So at every point of time, yeah, what are we communicating? It's all right. If something has gone wrong, you can always rectify that has been communicated at a subconscious level to the child. So then, she makes another potion, and she mixes all the ingredients, and abracadabra, gilly gilly choo, and they are preparing it all. Everybody excited, and again he's going to lie down, and the witch, she pours the potion in his mouth, and again he's asked to breathe in and breathe out. He takes a deep breath, and he breathes out. Guess what came out of his mouth?
Fire.
So many beautiful, colorful fishes.
Okay.
All over the room, it's full of fishes, but still not fire. The cats are so excited. They bring the pan, they catch the fish, they start eating them. And they're so excited. Oh, fish coming out of somebody's mouth. And, so easily they can catch, and they start eating. They're so excited. But the dragon is not happy. Even the witch feels embarrassed. Oops, she says, oh my God, I think I mixed the wrong ingredients. Okay, I'll try again. Don't worry. We'll do something. So again, she opens the books, breathing fire, and then she starts mixing the potions, makes the potion again. And again, the potion is ready. Now, she makes him sit down comfortably, and she asks him to drink the potion. And then again, he's asked to take a deep breath, and he breathes out. And guess what? What's coming out his mouth?
Fire.
This time he's breathing out beautiful flowers, sweet smelling, beautiful flowers, but still not fire. The dragon is a little upset, but the witch claps. She says, aren't we so intelligent? See, fire is destructive, it can burn somebody, but flowers are so sweet smelling. They bring joy to somebody's life. Aren't we very brilliant? And the dragon also thinks for a while. Oh, wow. Well, breathing fire doesn't seem much fun to him anymore. And he is very happy breathing out flowers. He says, yes, this is better. So then the witch has an idea. She says, we'll open a flower shop now. So now this time they are ready with that store. He becomes a very famous dragon, because a dragon, he breathes out fire and then they sell it off. So he's very famous in that area. And one fine day, his parents come to see him, and they say, how does it matter whether you breathe out fire, fish, or flowers? We still love you. So now this little dragon, he decides to go back to his home. He opens another floral shop over there, and he's happy the way he is. So he has accepted the way he is, accepting the way we are. That is what is communicated
Exactly.
to the
It's
children.
important right now कैसे हो वैसे खुद को accept करना,
ऐसे भी हो,
otherwise
बेस्ट हो, आप एक मास्टरपीस हो,
yeah,
आपके जैसा कोई
exactly.
नहीं है पूरी दुनिया में.
It highlight the very important message to accept yourself the way you are, instead of changing and all those things, because everyone is unique. भगवान ने
Yes.
सबको यूनिक बनाया है, एंड यूनिक ही हमारे अंदर फीचर्स क्वालिटीज हैं. So I first of all, I love the story the way you were saying now with expressions, fishes is coming, butterflies. I loved it. मतलब मुझे सुनने में इतना मजा आ रहा था ना. I was like 2 मिनट और चले, 1 मिनट और चले, 1 मिनट और चले. So I loved your expressions while you were speaking.
And there was one very important thing in the end, when when you're narrating a story, the child becomes the hero of the story, and in the end, the parents come and say, "How does it matter? Whatever you are, whether you breathe, how does it matter? So whatever you are, we still love you." For parents, their child is the best, and probably we forget to utter those words to our children, and that was an opportunity that the child is feeling as if the parent is uttering the words to him, or
Yes.
when you say that.
एग्जैक्टली तो रूबी, इसमें मुझे पेरेंटिंग कोच समझ आ गया, स्टोरी टेलर समझ आ गया, बट लाइफ कोच कहाँ से आया?
लाइफ कोच एज इन की ये लेसन्स बहुत छोटे छोटे हैं, बट ये लाइफ को लेकर जाते हैं. आप लो फील कर रहे हो, आप सोचो, अरे मेरे बाल कर्ली क्यों है, मेरे बाल स्ट्रेट क्यों नहीं है. बहुत सारी चीजें जो लाइफ पे इम्प्लीमेंट होती हैं आपकी, बहुत छोटी छोटी बातें होती है, एंड दे मेक अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस, और उनमें से ही तो बाहर निकलना है.
ओके, सो गॉट इट, इट्स ऑल इज इंटरकनेक्टेड.
छोटे छोटे ग्रजेस में से निकलना, मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग्स, एक्चुअली जो हम सोच रहे होते हैं कि भाई ये प्रॉब्लम है सपोज, पर वो उतनी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती नहीं है जितना हम परसीव कर रहे होते हैं.
ट्रू, उतनी वो होती नहीं है, हम ओवर थिंकिंग कर करके इसको
ओवर थिंकिंग
पहाड़
कर
बना.
रहे होते हैं, उतना उतना सोचने की जरूरत नहीं होती है.
या एग्जैक्टली. तो रूबी, आपको ये सब कुछ करने के लिए मोटिवेट क्या करता है?
एक्चुअली जब चिल्ड्रन पे वर्क करे तो रियलाइज करा कि पेरेंट्स ही तो मतलब बहुत सारी मतलब दे अननोइंगली दे आर डूइंग द बेस्ट, बट कुछ हो जाती है उनसे गलतियां जिसकी वजह से बच्चों के अंदर प्रॉब्लम्स आती है. तो अल्टीमेटली अगर पेरेंट्स को ही थोड़ा सा गाइड कर दे, तो पेरेंटिंग पे ध्यान दिया, डेफिनेटली पेरेंटिंग और जो बच्चे हैं डेफिनेटली वो कनेक्टेड है. और जो लाइफ की जो प्रॉब्लम्स है वो सारी की सारी आती तो बचपन से ही है ना. लाइफ की प्रोग्रामिंग, जो हमारे माइंड्स की प्रोग्रामिंग है, वो तो बचपन से हो जाती है. और इनफैक्ट अगर उस टाइम पे राइट प्रोग्रामिंग हो जाए तो लाइफ में तो बस वो फॉलो होती है.
एग्जैक्टली वही हुआ है.
80% डेवलपमेंट 8 years तक है, और पेरेंट्स छोटी छोटी सी बातें ऐसे ना करके जस्ट ऐसे कर दे तो एक राइट प्रोग्रामिंग हो जाएगी ना. पेरेंट्स को तो नहीं पता गलती हो रही है, बट दे आर डूइंग देयर बेस्ट.
एग्जैक्टली. तो रूबी, अभी आपके पास कोई भी एक ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस है लाइक अ पेरेंटिंग कोच, विच इज ऑब्वियसली सारे दिल के पास होंगे, बट एक आधा ऐसा जो बहुत ही प्यारा और आपके पास हमेशा आपकी मेमोरी में रहता है?
So we had started reading. Reading जरूरी होता है करके, तो I had started reading with my children. So we used to have one particular book, A Sky and Earth, right? So in that book, a small question comes up, a small answer, and up to the child's level of understanding, and then some experiments, and with pictures we take that topic further. तो एक question, तो what is an earthquake करके आता था, तो earthquake explain कर दिया, ठीक है. और उसके बाद फिर कितनी इंटेंसिटी पे क्या होता है, तो 1 पे ये होता है, 2 पे ये होता है, 3 पे होता है, वी पिक अप अ बुक एंड वी नरेट दैट टू आवर चिल्ड्रन. ऐसे ही होता है. सो आई हैड डन दैट. thoroughly. So my daughter, that time that Bhuj earthquake came by. So they had for the very first time, they experienced earthquake क्या होता है, and feel करा, earthquake को feel करा. So she said, मम्मा ये क्या ये इस पे तो लिखा है कि 10 पे आना चाहिए और इस पे तो न्यूज पेपर्स बता रहे हैं कि 7 पे आया है earthquake. तो 7 पे घर कैसे टूट गए? बुक झूठ बोल रही है या न्यूज पेपर झूठ बोल रहा है? We analyze that. That's how we children think about it. So I said, एक्चुअली जो हम घर बनाते हैं ना, हम उस स्टैंडर्ड के हिसाब, अर्थक्वेक के स्टैंडर्ड्स के हिसाब से नहीं बनाते. हमारे घर कच्चे होते हैं, सो इसलिए 7 पे टूट गए. तो जो बुक बोल रहे हैं वो भी ठीक है और जो न्यूज़पेपर बोल रहे हैं वो भी ठीक है. तो हमारे घर कच्चे होते हैं, आई सेड दैट. सो देन शी सेड, अच्छा ठीक है, फिर वहां पे तो घर टूट गए, तो दिल्ली में घर क्यों नहीं टूटे? सुनो, देन आई एक्सप्लेन कि वो कैसे वो एपी सेंटर और वो कहा कैसे वहां तक आते आते वो डाइल्यूट हो जाता है, जैसे रिपल्स होते हैं. आई एक्सप्लेन दैट कि वो दिल्ली में वो 3.5 कुछ रह गया था, वहां पे वो 7 था. एपी सेंटर जहां से स्टार्ट हुआ था वहां पे ज्यादा इंटेंसिटी थी, यहाँ तक आते आते कम हो गया. चलो वो भी समझ में आ गया. उसमें ऐसे हुआ था, ऐसे झूला झूला था, जैसे ऐसे करके फील हुआ था, ऐसे आगे पीछे घर हुआ था. एंड देन शी सेड, अच्छा चलो ठीक है. देन वी ओपन द मैप. अब इतनी डिटेल में न्यूज पढ़ रहे, मैप खोला और उससे बोला वो जामनगर जस्ट उसके पास है. भुज, रन ऑफ कच्छ वाज द एपिसेंटर, और जामनगर जस्ट ऐसे था. बट गुजरात का ऐसे वाला कट आता है और ऐसे कट आता है, बीच ऐसे टर्न होता है आपका पूरा मैप. तो शी सेड, पापा वो तो जस्ट पास में था, वहां पे घर नहीं टूटे और वहां पे क्यों टूट गए? देन आई डिड नॉट हैव एनी आंसर. मतलब वो देखो, एक थॉट प्रोसेस स्टार्ट्स व्हेन यू टेल समथिंग टू अ चाइल्ड. उसके बाद बच्चा खुद सोचता है, आगे तक थिंकिंग जाती है. देन आई सेड आई हैव टू आस्क समबडी. अब मुझे नहीं आता इसका जवाब. एंड देन शी ओनली केम अप, मम्मा बीच में पानी आ गया तो वो डाइल्यूट हो गया. एंड दैट वाज सो ब्रिलियंट. मतलब मुझे लगा कि वाह, मैं सोच भी नहीं सकती थी, मतलब यहाँ तक थॉट प्रोसेस जा सकता है.
Okay, so you work with the thought process of the children and you help.
That's beautiful. You just ignite and it goes on and on and on. मतलब बच्चों का thought process आगे कहाँ तक जा सकता है, हम
Yeah.
कुछ सोच भी नहीं सकते.
Exactly, हम कहीं ना कहीं लिमिट हो जाते हैं, बट बच्चे सोचते रहते
हम स्ट्रेट लाइंस पे चलते हैं, बच्चों का माइंड वास्ट होता है. मतलब और वो बचपन में इंट्रोड्यूस कर देना, मतलब ये इग्नाइटेड द माइंड्स फॉर ऑल द गुड थिंग्स ना.
Exactly. So Ruby, that's all from my side. In today's interview, I learned so many, important things about the children, like how to handle them and how to explain them, more nicely through storytelling and all those things. So thank you so much for these tips and tricks. And thank you for taking out your precious time.
Pleasure, and thank you so much for interviewing me and talking about me with the world. And thank you so much for exploring all the beautiful thoughts we had to share today. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Bye. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you everyone for watching us and see you in next video. Tab tak, don't forget to smile.